final word for All That Cricket, fueled by Kookaburra Cricket. I'm Adam Collins and I'm here with the editor of All That Cricket for the final time this season, Phil Walker. But it's a special time. Final time ever. It's 157th edition of All That Cricket up on shelves this week, but it's the final one. Can you explain to those watching on what's actually going on at the moment with All That and what it's transitioning into as of next month?
Yeah, okay, well first of all, as you say, 157 and out. My favourite number, because I saw Gower get 157 not out on my first ever day of Test cricket that I saw live out there, 1990, changed my life. So there's a nice little symmetry there. 157 and done. We started in May 04. We've ridden the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune to get to where we are now, ridden a few waves, and now we are transitioning, if you like, into the resurrected Wisden Cricket Monthly.
Now, can you tell us what that'll mean exactly? Those
What it means is
they
world
may
domination.
have had Wisden Cricket Monthly growing up as a kid. It was a magazine
Yeah.
which I certainly subscribed to in an earlier time, but it's
So
revived. And what will it be now? What will it look like?
Well, hopefully it will carry the spirit and tone and energy and passion that we've hopefully managed to infuse into this magazine for the last few years, and then take it on again using the power of the Wisden name, the Wisden brand, which obviously sings out across the cricketing world, using the same collection of high-end writers, contributors, illustrators, artists, designers, and yourself. I think you come into there somewhere down the line. So carrying on all the good stuff that we've built up for AOC, and hopefully taking it to our existing audience for AOC and a new audience as well, who will, as you say, have remembered what Wisden Cricket Monthly meant to them back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, under various heroes of cricket and journalism, from David Frith to Stephen Fay to John Stern, etc., etc. And hopefully turning an already beautiful thing, still on sale, folks, into something even more powerful.
Right, so we're looking forward. Let's cast back a little bit as well. You say there's 14 years of history built up in this magazine now, and you've had some marvellous writers come through. Can you just run through a few of the highlights and a few of the big names that have written for the magazine over the journey?
Oh, well, it's more a case of who hasn't written for us, really. Let me just let's have a look at the guest editors that we've had. We've had Gower, we've had David Lloyd, we've had Mark Nicholas, we've had Mark Butcher. We've been able to build up those kinds of relationships over the years in the game. I think people in cricket, they kind of recognise in us, I hope, it sounds a bit pompous, but there's a sort of sincerity there, you know, and there's a genuine, not confected passion, but a genuine passion. You know, we all play the game here, we've all followed it since we were nippers, and we'll follow it to our dying day. Once you get cricket, once you get inside cricket, you never get out of it, and I think if we've achieved anything as a publication and as a little kind of movement in cricket, then we've managed to convey that, and I think that's why we're able to have brought in those kinds of names. But they're just your high-end names. I mean, from writers, you know, I mean, we talk about Christian Ryan, you know, every time we see each other. You're the Don of Dons, the great Australian writer, but then you kind of move through to the young people coming through as well. You know, we've always had a number of good work experience lads and lassies that have ended up becoming, you know, young journalists of the year, from Vidushan to Wilma Ferson, you know, to your good self. And so the idea is that we've built up this little team, and that will grow and turn into something even more powerful and beautiful.
Yeah, you did a fantastic retrospective in the last edition here, which is about the spines of the magazine, the iconic line on the spine. Can you run us through, when you pick up the magazine, what you're going to see in this month's edition? Here we've got the final one, all this cricket, all that we've watched, played, exulted in, laughed at, despaired over, and all this cricket to come. That's a nice one. Is that one of yours?
I'm afraid that is one of mine, yeah. The one and only. I thought I'm going to allow myself it, you know. I've sweated buckets for this gig for the last 13 years. So that is one of mine, but that's the only one. I mean, I've picked out 5 issues here, right? Now, these are 5 of my favourite front covers. Not necessarily outstanding issues, but they invariably are. This one, MS Dhoni. Now, this was the Mark Nicholas guest editorship, right? So there you go. Now, Mark Nicholas, now we all adore Mark Nicholas, you know, the kind of a mixture of, you know, unbridled enthusiasm and implausible flamboyance all thrown into one. He came on board as guest editor. He wasn't paid a bean for it. He did it purely out of the love and because he liked what we were trying to do. He managed to secure an interview with Mahendra Singh Dhoni, there you go, by taking him to a chicken shop in Nottingham. He turned that into a stunning feature, managed to secure that front cover as well. Dhoni as Jimmy Dean. That's one that always sticks in the mind. there you go, there's your spine. A flood of ecstasy drowns both my mind and soul. What more can you say? Other ones, well, here's your 100th. Here's your 100th issue. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty right there. That was, I'm proud of this issue. I'm very, very proud of this issue. Now, what was the spine here? I never wanted to make 100. Who wants to make 100 anyway? That's a quote from Leary Constantine. Oh. What a beauty. Anyway, yeah, all of that. It's still going strong. This one, forget the current imbroglio situation. Look at that for a front cover. Look at that for a front cover. Mr. Benjamin Stokes, soon to be exonerated, maybe not, we'll wait and see. And Mark Wood, and that kind of summed up the time. This was end of 2015. This was the end of the summer out here when England had implausibly managed to pull off that Ashes win. And there was a kind of new kind of vibe, new sort of punkishness around the team. Now, as I say, let's forget the current climate for a moment. That seemed to tap into where we were at the time. We thought long and hard about whether to run with that cover, you know, because just as it will appeal to certain people, it will maybe potentially alienate others. When we move through into the Wisden era, then we'll have to be more discerning, I think, you know. There was a sort of upstart nature to all-round cricket, certainly initially. We've tried to combine, and you may be able to back me up here, we've tried to combine a kind of seriousness and a respect for the game and the game's traditions with a new sort of energy as well, you know, and I'm still looking to try and bring that in essence through to Wisden Cricket Monthly as well.
Not going to be lacking any energy or any pride for this magazine. The old product, the new product, it's been wonderful to contribute to it as well, and of course partnering with Kookaburra for the All Out Cricket segment, which will of course continue with Wisden Cricket Monthly as well. So make sure you pick up a copy of 157. Adam Collins here with Phil Walker for the final time, the editor of All Out Cricket. We'll see you back in Australia for the Women's Ashes in a couple of weeks.
How to bowl an outswinger, generally you want to have your wrist nice and strong, fingers behind the ball. You want to have the rough side facing the way you want the ball to swing and getting your wrist behind the ball, making sure you have a nice upright seam.